What is going on, Herd? Thanks for tuning back in with us. Does tire compound affect the performance of your drift car? We find out today in this episode of Drift Myths. Let me start with getting my excuses out of the way here, guys. It's been a while since you've seen a Drift Myths episode, and if you've watched the two episodes, or maybe you want to watch them again, they're troublesome to make. It's just really hard to capture exactly how the car performs when you're not actually handling it. So let me just start by answering this question. Yes, tire compound does affect the performance of your drift car. Now, the only way that I could really show any visual proof, and it was so minuscule that I would have to slow it down and show it to you 10-15 times, and then maybe a quarter of you out there would be able to see what I'm talking about. I'm just not going to do that. What I did is I came up with a list, and this list has been around in my head for about the last 3, maybe even 4, about 3 months. So what we're going to do is we're going to head over, talk to Javier, Los Santos Customs, and we're going to get you that list right now, guys. Slickest to stickiest. Let's do this thing. So as I said, guys, this list has been in my mind for a while, and I've been analyzing to see if it is true or if things need to be moved around. The only real thing I was trying to figure out is where tuner fell into the list. And I almost kind of wanted to give it to you the other way and end with the slickest, but I feel like you can use so many of these different tire compounds, you really only don't want to use the last couple. And you still can use the last couple if you want and drift okay. So realistically, let's just give you the slickest off the bat, and that is what you're looking at right here, guys. Muscle. And you go into stock or chrome, it doesn't affect it at all, and you have some of the most affordable wheels on the market. Looks like the classic rod. These are the most expensive at $16,000. Yep, and that's stock anyways. So of course that kind of transfers over into the chrome as well. They're the lower end in chrome for price. So although they may not look the freshest on your whip, they are in fact the slipperiest. Second in line, guys, is going to be your SUV tire compound. So your SUV, it's still relatively affordable in the prices, coming in at about $20K at the highest. However, guys, you see how I have yellow as my wheel color? All of these, none of them really, oh, there's one. Okay, so this one has yellow for the large majority. It's like the only thing that isn't, yeah. So this one makes the whole wheel yellow. There's no lip, it's just straight against the wheel. That has an alloy rim. That looks like it has alloy inners there. It's only partially, but that's majorly yellow. Alloy rim, rim. You see what I'm saying there? There's only like two, the two that we just seen. So as the two slickest tire compounds aren't really the best looking tire compounds when it comes down to it. Now, SUV does have some better designs than the muscle, and it's not very far off, guys. It's not very far off at all, but it is a little bit stickier here using the SUV tire compound. Third in line is then sports, and this one might be disputed with the fourth. However, like I said, 3 months of testing, and I'm sticking with this for sure. So sport, this gives you a lot more for design. You're still kind of in the affordable bracket, but you're still getting up there in some expensive, like some of these bottom ones, you're still up there in the 20K mark. So but you do have a lot of good options in this. You're kind of traveling up that ladder on the sticky level when you get into this. It is going to affect you, and it's going to be somewhat noticeable right away. It is going to affect you, and it's going to take a little bit of getting used to. Fourth in line, and like I said, this one may be disputed with the third in line, but this one is more sticky, is your high end. And high end, again, guys, you're kind of limited on your customizability. You have a lot of the alloy rims, and only a couple options that actually allow you to paint the full wheel. Carbon fiber options. So this is the one, if you want some carbon fiber wheels, this is the one area you can get them out of. And yes, this will drift just fine. It'll drift just fine, guys. Not as good as the muscle or the SUV, though. Not as good. Fifth in line here, then, is your tuner wheels. And I should specify right now in the video, lowrider is not in this list. I've never drifted lowrider wheels. I've never reviewed lowrider wheels. Let me run through them once. No, I would never run on a drift car. No. Yeah. Ish. No. Oof. Those ones I could see for some type of crazy theme, but no. So we're not reviewing Lowrider. Maybe I'll review Lowrider in an episode of its own in the future. But for right now, we're sticking with everything but Lowrider. So tuner is the second most sticky compound on the market. And they don't really look good at all. Like, this might be your best looking one. That one might be okay looking. Okay, so there's a couple decent looking options in the tuner, but they're like muscle wheels. Looks like muscle wheels, but they are sticky. Like, they're substantially stickier than that. Now, don't get me wrong on this, guys. I'm not saying you can't drift with these. You can drift with all of these compounds, even with the stickiest. But you're not getting the most out of your vehicle that you can be getting, and that's what I'm trying to explain. So if you guys haven't figured it out, this is the stickiest. And this really isn't disputed at all. And a lot of the racing community, the competitive racing community, they limit you on tire compound that you can have in your races, because a lot of people will put the off-road on their race vehicles because they handle so much better than the other tire compounds, and that's because they're very sticky. Well, some of these competitive race organizations on GTA Online, on both platforms, have caught on to this. This was a couple of years ago, and they banned off-road wheels and limited them to the other tire compounds. Well, that was when tuner tire compound really started catching on, because it's very similar to this. Not as sticky, and I would say this is substantially stickier. This is clearly the stickiest. However, tuner was right there in line in the race realm, and that's where I really went to in these last few. And that's really where, and really in the last month, that's where I went to for the final brush-ups on my information and really finalizing what I really thought on these tires. So that does it, guys. Let's give you a list right up here on the board. So first in line, guys, the slipperiest on the market, the ones that'll act like butter, the muscle tire compound. A close second in line comes the SUV tire compound, which gives you a little bit more for option in the category of aesthetics. And it gives you that low profile wheel if you're not looking for that fatty look. Third in line then, guys, came the sports tire compound, which really gives you the options that a lot of people are looking for a drift car, for your traditional drift car. And it's right in the middle, It's certainly a bit stickier than the muscle tire compound, but it's definitely slicker than that off-road tire compound. Fourth in line comes high end, and definitely if you want those carbon fiber looking wheels, that's the only one that you're going to be able to get them in, so that's kind of the perk on that. But they are stickier than the sports, and they are lower on the list, putting them closer to that sticky tire category. The second most stickiest, fifth in line, was the tuner tire compound, and none of those really look good at all, although I guess some of them look okay if you're looking for like the muscle tire look, but you want more of the sport wheel / rim look. Well, that's kind of the only category you're going to have, so that's what you're looking at in tuner, but you're really pushing the limits of stickiness and getting a good long drift. Last and pretty much the least, guys, is the off-road tire compound, and I would not suggest you drifting with this tire compound. If you want to do it, by all means do it. What am I going to do to dictate you? However, you're going to be missing out. You're going to be missing out on them long drifts, and your car is not going to be acting as it can in GTA. And when GTA drifting is already as difficult as it is, why put those odds against you? I appreciate every single one of you guys liking, comment, and subscribe, and sharing the videos if you're sharing the videos. I definitely hope each and every one of you stay happy, stay positive, and we will definitely speak to you next time.